Thank you so much for joining us on this week's Good News. We are here with Sherry, who is the mentor coordinator at Rise Up, and she's here to tell us the good that they are providing right now. So,
Mhm.
Sherry, can you tell me a little bit about your role at Rise Up and what exactly Rise Up is for those that are listening or watching right now who might not know anything about this organization?
Right. Well, we're actually 28 years old, believe it or not.
Wow, that's
And
amazing.
we still find daily people have never heard of our organization. So we've been doing this ministry for 28 years with a lot of people, a lot of volunteers, a lot of staff over the years. And our core belief is that people are most impacted by relationships. And
Mhm.
so based on that, everything we do here at Rise Up, whether it's playing on a basketball team, participating in small groups, having a mentor, coming to our after school programming, it is all based on intentional relationships. And so we strive to provide stable, long-term relationships with our kids and their families. And so what we have found that we love to start with our kids in kindergarten, as early as kindergarten, and then we can go through life with them all the way through high school and even into college. And so we have
Wow.
done that with a lot of kids over 28 years. Um, some people are more familiar with our first name that we started out with called Boys to Men. But then
Okay.
about 10 years into that, we changed our name to Rise Up for Kids. It's still the same people, still
Mhm.
the same mission. We just thought that Rise Up better described what we're trying to do with our kids, with our families, and what we're trying to get the community to do with us is to rise up with us. And so we love on our kids in a holistic approach. We hope to lead them to Christ one day. We provide them spiritual opportunities with Christian camps in the summer, Bible studies. We teach abstinence till marriage. We're all about teaching healthy relationships and what that looks like, making good choices, developing leaders, teaching them good work skills so that they can go out into the work world and be a good employee.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
so we've been doing this a long time. And even this past year, 2020, we still kept programming open. And we did what we could do with those who could participate with us. And we just got out of a staffing a little while ago. And my phrase was, it looked different, but it was good. And so this year is going to be different, but it's going to be good. And so, as everybody is trying to figure out how you do ministry, how you continue relationships, how you teach your kids, we're all in it together trying to figure it out. And so, just as that is with us in mentoring, it makes it even more challenging to recruit mentors and then for the mentors to be able to spend time with their kids. So we've been very challenged to think about what we do, how we do it, and why we do what we do. And so it's been a good time for us to kind of just pause and evaluate. And we're still recruiting mentors, we're still training them, we're still matching them. Kids are still seeing their mentors, and we still have after school programming. So we just keep going
Yeah.
as much as we can.
Yeah, that's amazing. That is awesome. I honestly didn't hear about Rise Up until I believe it's been a few years. Because it was actually when because you guys founded Open Doors Coffee
Yes.
House.
Uh-huh.
So that's like my
I'm
favorite
so glad.
coffee place.
Yeah.
Yeah. When that was started, that is when I actually
Okay,
heard
well,
about it,
good,
which was
because that was one of our desires for the coffee shop to be another platform to spread the news about Rise Up. And then also, it is our desire that as we continue to grow in that business, that we'll be able to fund more into Rise Up and create
yeah.
sustainability. So
Mhm.
when you drink your coffee and eat with us at Open Doors, you're actually impacting the community by doing so.
That's amazing. I love that. That's awesome. What you all are doing. So it's really focusing on the relationships and mentors. Now, if someone's listening right now and they would love to be a part, maybe they'd love to be a mentor or volunteer in any way. How can they do that? And what exactly does that role look like for someone that would might not
Right,
understand it
that's a great
completely?
question. And we need lots of volunteers and lots of mentors because the task is huge. And we just need a whole community coming alongside us to help us in this mission. Well, our desire here at Rise Up is that we would influence um, and impact our community. And we need that through other people coming alongside us. So there's so many ways that you can volunteer with us here at Rise Up. We have our own campus, so there's always things that need to be taken care of. We need people to come along and be readers and be tutors with our kids. A lot of our kids struggle academically, and virtual learning just makes that even more challenging, as
Yes.
it is for everybody. And we need people to come along and help coach our basketball teams, our soccer teams, people to help serve meals, people to be prayer partners, to be financial investors, and to be mentors. And so the neat thing about coming alongside us at Rise Up is that you can have a little bit of involvement to kind of get your feet wet, and then you can just go as deep as you want and as long as you want. So we interview all our volunteers and mentors and get to know them, and we do security checks and that sort of thing.
Awesome.
For our mentors, we do training. So we're always training them and providing oversight for them 24/7, always available for our mentors. We have events that we have specifically for our mentors and our mentees to come to. And we just try to cast the vision and try to be contagious for other people to want to do, what we're passionate about doing here at Rise Up.
Yeah, that's awesome. Now I'd love to know. I love the mentor idea. I love that the philosophy
Mhm,
behind that, and I
mhm.
think that is very is very impactful. I would love to know though. You've been around for 20. You said 28 years.
28 years.
So
Mhm,
what was the reason behind that? Because a lot of programs
mhm.
that might be considered comparable, you know,
Sure.
initially to what you all are doing.
Mhm,
Um, why did you want to go above and beyond
mhm,
just being there for the kids and really invest in the mentors
mhm.
and have the mentors invest in these kids?
Right. Well, that is such a great question, and it's a really long story, so I'm going to try to condense it. It really came out of the heart of my husband, and it was just laid on his heart many, many years ago. Um, we both grew up in two very different environments, but if you would have looked at me when I was growing up and my husband, you would have said that child there is at risk. They are at risk. And just because of our family life, because of our situations, not anything we had any control of.
Mm.
And we my husband grew up in the mountains, so he had very little resources, lived in the poorest county in the country. And there was a little lady that came down from Vermont and wanted to start Bible clubs for the mountain children. And she talked my husband's aunt and uncle into letting, well, his grandparents at the time, letting
Mhm.
him come to her Bible club. And so his first mentor was a woman from the north, from Vermont, that loved him and spent regular time with him, that put up with his shenanigans and his interruptions, and brought him books and newspapers and showed him that there was a world outside of his little poor county,
Mm.
and eventually helped lead him to Christ. And so she had such a profound impact on his life. And that really planted the seeds in his heart. So in our early years of marriage, we worked in therapeutic group homes for at-risk teenage boys, and we did that for 10 years. So we lived there, and we were their parents, their house parents, and we did life with them. And we call that time for us the trench
Yeah.
training. And it's where we learned a lot of what not to do. We learned a lot by mistakes, and it was just great exposure. It was not easy. And so in all of that, we saw that there really needed to be something for younger kids, something that could intervene in their life before they got to be teenagers and got in state custody, something that could intervene early in their life that was a positive influence for them. And so eventually my husband started a basketball team at the old Stratton School and worked with the guidance counselor there. And that little basketball team, most of those boys there had some very common characteristics. They were low income, single mom, did not have a strong male role model in their life. Their fathers were absent, and they were prone to be not successful in school. And so that's kind of the population that started with Boys to Men. And so in that little group, my husband started Boys to Men, and he started meeting weekly with these boys, and then another group of boys. And then it kept growing and growing. And then eventually we started groups for girls, and we called those groups girlfriends. And then eventually my husband was able to go full time. We were able to hire staff. And then just throughout the years, different grants that we were able to get, more partnerships with churches to help financially sustain what we were trying to do, to where we are today, 28 years later. We have our own big campus. We have a fleet of buses to go get our kids after school. We have multiple staff and mentors and volunteers that help us carry out this mission. So it's something that has been very dear to both our hearts, because we both grew up without a father and without a strong male role model in our life. And so that just automatically sets you up to be at risk, among other things. Mm-hmm. And we've just always had a heart for working with kids.
Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. I love that.
Thank you.
That's incredible. I'm glad that you all have really taken that step and sacrificed being able to, or being willing to do that, and being willing to invest in so many kids. So that is amazing.
Thank you.
Now I'd love to know if of stories you have. I'm assuming you have
I have so many
thousands.
I have thousands of stories. I just have to stop and think.
Yeah.
I think one of the most profound stories is of our mentor, Robin, who started out mentoring one of our kids, Caitlin, when she was in kindergarten. Caitlin is now in her third year of college, and Robin is still invested and involved in Caitlin's life. It looks different because she's an adult now, but we have watched Robin go through such challenges with this family. Caitlin's father was in and out of jail, very unstable home life, just a lot of challenges. And Robin stood fast with her, helped her through, provided opportunities, exposures to things that she would never have gotten to experience. They actually won several years ago. Robin won National Mentor of the Year. And they went to DC and met President Obama and his wife and received their award. Yeah. And that was a really, really big deal. Of all the country, our mentor was chosen as the Mentor of the Year.
That's amazing.
And there's just, it's no telling where Caitlin would be today if she had not had that one stable force in her life that pushed her, that loved her, accepted her unconditionally, believed in her, and helped her through the different ups and downs of her life. That's just one. There's
Yeah.
so many more. It's kind of neat because I'm actually mentoring a young lady. She's 9 now, but I started mentoring her when she was 7. But the unique thing about my girl, Sabra, is her father, Dallas, was one of the first boys in Boys to Men back in 1995. And
Wow.
so I remember her dad when he was her age now.
Yeah.
And we have walked through life with him, through his marriage, with his family. And now all his kids are involved with us here at Rise Up. And I am Sabra's mentor. So that is just a very unique experience to get to
Yeah.
have. It's a real honor. And we're seeing, because we've been in this so long, we have second generation kids in our hallways.
Yeah.
And it's just so cool because, we remember their moms and dads
Yeah.
when they were running through the hallways. And now here we get, and the parents want their kids here because
Yeah.
they know what we're about and the difference that we seek to make. I'm trying to think of some others. There's just so many. Mentors have helped their kids learn to drive, help them to get cars by providing work opportunities, helping them find jobs, taking them on vacations to places that they would normally not get to go to.
Yeah.
It really is just that person that believes in them, that they can count on. It's not their mom, it's not their dad, it's not their teacher, it's not their friend, their peer, but it's their special person that's an adult that loves them and is invested in them.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful dance. It's just a beautiful dance to watch when that clicks, when that connection happens. And you know what we found is it's usually the adults that are more impacted than the kids. They'll say to us time and time again, wow, this was so much for me. I had no idea I was going to be the one that was so blessed by them. And it's a win. It's just a win for everybody. The kid wins, the adult wins, we win here at Rise Up, and the community wins. It's just a win for everyone. So
Yeah.
we just really want to encourage people, if you're even slightly interested, to tap on our door, look on our website, riseupforkids.org, check out our information about mentoring, call us. We'd love to have a conversation with you, treat you to a cup of coffee. We would love to just engage with you and challenge you and answer any questions you have about mentoring or volunteering here.
Yeah, awesome. That's fantastic. We'll put the links to the website and everything to in the description of this video. So if you're listening to this and not watching it, make sure you head over to YouTube, just WCQR on YouTube, and you can see the link to their website right there. If you don't remember what it was, you can click it right there to be a part of this. Now,
so let me say this. So January is National Mentoring Month, and that's one reason that we're on your show. And it's a time where the whole country celebrates mentoring. And the way that we've always done that here at Rise Up is we have a big dinner for all our volunteers and mentors for the year. And we just have a lot of things we do that evening. Well, we're not doing that this year for the first time in 20 some years. And we're doing something different. So we're posting different things on our Facebook and Instagram daily. It might be a video, it might be an interview, it might highlight one of our volunteers, it might be something funny, a quote or a statistic about mentoring. So I just wanted to encourage people to check out our Facebook as well for that, for National Mentoring Month.
Definitely. And we'll put the links to those in the description as well. So they can see the Facebook and everything there to follow along. And I encourage you, definitely, if you're listening right now, make sure you follow them on Facebook and see, make sure you stay up to date on everything that they're doing and all the good that they really are providing and have been providing for our community for the past 28 years now. So that is very amazing. Now, Sherry, I'd like to give you just another short minute here to just an opportunity to share whatever's on your heart. If you have something that you'd love to share, I love giving everyone just an opportunity to do so, and it's always a little spontaneous, so I catch a lot of people off guard. But I just want to give you that opportunity here.
Well, I appreciate that. Rise Up is a very special thing in my husband and my heart as we birthed this ministry. And we stepped out in faith to start it. We didn't have any instruction book. There wasn't really anybody to help guide us in it. We just figured it out as we went along, and we didn't have very much to work with as far as finances. And that was a good thing, because we learned to do ministry without, so that when we were able to have, we knew how to steward it. And there have been many times over these 28 years that it's been very lean financially. We've had staff that have not been able, that have had to, not take a paycheck for a while or move in with their family, whatever they had to do to keep the ministry going. And I think that is just a testimony of faith. And that's really what Rise Up is. And we tell everybody that comes here and joins this staff team that, look, this is totally on faith. Yeah. Because tomorrow our funding something could happen. There's no guarantees, as it is with anything we do in life, but it's a little different when you're in a nonprofit ministry. And so we have seen God do so many incredible things, how he has provided and how he's blessed, and how he's blessed our efforts. And it's just a privilege and it's an honor to get to be part of this ministry called Rise Up. It's extra dear to us because we've birthed it, but we know that time is coming where, eventually we're going to be stepping out, and that next generation is going to come along and take Rise Up to the next level. And that's exciting to us. We anticipate that. We pray for that. And we anticipate that in faith. It is our heart's desire that every child that comes here at Rise Up, no matter how long they stay, whether it's a week, 12 years or whatever, that they can look back at their time at Rise Up and they can truly say, wow, they loved me well. And that's what we want to do. We want to love our kids well, to love their families well, not to be a substitute, not to be better because we think we're better, but because we want to love them well and come alongside the families and help their kids be the best that they can be.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Thanks for asking.
Yeah, no, I love it, Sherry. Thank you so much for sharing that. Thank you for just continuing to provide good for our community. And we'll link to everything in the description here, so people can follow along and get involved. Hopefully, someone will start mentoring because of this.
Absolutely.
And that would be amazing. So thank you again.
We need to have a talk, Christian.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be awesome. Thank you, Sherry. I really appreciate that, and just your willingness to be on here and just follow what God has called you to do. So thank you for that.
Thank you so much.